Hello and welcome to Gaia GPS. This is what we formerly called GNO, but we're kind of doing things a little bit differently. I have Nicole Oman with me.
Hi.
Pulling cards, and basically we're going to be doing this GPS to basically help you navigate your week, navigate the energy, and it's going to be kind of the same format as where we pull cards and talk about the astro along with the cards. So that's that. So let's dive in. The first thing that we're going to be looking at is the moon shifting into Libra, and the moon is shifting into Libra early on Tuesday morning. So funny, Nikki and I both ended up with the same card decks. So you're getting, double the info from Osho and the goddesses. And the first card that I pulled from Osho is the burden. And what came up for me with Moon and Libra with the burden, basically, Libra energy loves to find the harmony in things. And sometimes I think we put that burden of harmony of like the world on our shoulders. And so I think this is reminding you, don't make harmony a burden. Harmony should be a joyful thing. It should come from you being in harmony with the world, not like, okay, I'm going to make this all work. I'm going to make this work. And in alignment with that, from the goddesses, I pulled Green Tara, start delegating. And so I think this is saying, hey, harmony doesn't have to be on you. The balance of the world does not have to be on you. The balance of like everything working out, it doesn't have to be on your shoulders. So put down that burden, take care of yourself.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
I love it.
So, yeah, start delegating, everybody, okay? So this is what I've been getting, and this is what I've been getting in my own life and in my client's life and all of this, too. So this moon in Libra on Tuesday morning, what I got from the Osho deck was the Creator, which is the King of Fire, and then I also have the Queen of Earth. So this is really interesting because we have the Libra energy. So we got this passion and grounding. Passion and grounding. So you have like these new ideas coming up, and things might feel like, oh wow, this is starting to move forward. I could start planting seeds. I kind of know where I want to go now. But you have to ground it down. And with that, sometimes you can't do it on your own. So you have to start delegating, or you're going to feel a little imbalanced. How am I going to, get this done? Well, ask for a little help. Ask for help from your family. Ask for help for your friends, because when your emotions in this Libra, this needing harmony, well, maybe you're doing too much, or maybe you're not doing enough because you feel like it's overwhelming. Well, then you just need a little help. But don't back down. Really, stand up for yourself, believe in yourself, and know that you can get the things that you need to get done, but you don't need to kill yourself doing them. So try to find that happy medium of creating, balancing, delegating, and then finally manifesting. My favorite. I like manifesting.
I heard the song "I Won't Back Down" from Tom Petty while you're saying that.
Well, the other goddess card I got was "Don't Back Down."
Oh, perfect.
So there you go. So just don't back down. Keep going.
Perfect. All right. So then on Wednesday, how exciting is this? The sun is shifting into Leo. Chance for creativity, really getting into your heart. And I love this because, the sun is basically going to be helping us finish Jupiter up in Leo. And Venus is going to be flying back into Leo as well. So we're going to have a lot of, and Mercury. So we're going to have a lot of Leo, heart, inner child energy going on. And in alignment with that, the first card I pulled from Osho is celebration. So this is so clearly Leo energy. Turn up the music, dance, get together with your friends, be heart-centered. What does your heart-centered creativity want from you? How does it want to express? And you know what? This looks like my friends in San Diego because it's been pouring there, and I'm really jealous. So enjoy that rain. I also pulled past lives, which is interesting. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't really know. But I think that kind of goes with, we have, let's see, Neptune and Chiron retrograde in Pisces. We have Venus about to go retrograde. We have Uranus about to go retrograde. We have Pluto retrograde. So there is so much retrograde motion in the planets right now. It may be taking us into either past experiences in this lifetime or past other actual past lives and taking us into our heart. And maybe there's some things left undone in your heart that need a little bit of tying up. And along with that, I pulled the Isolt card. Undying love, and it says the love you have shared is eternal regardless of the situation. So, you know, Leo is the sign that rules the heart. So I think with whatever comes this month with Sun and Leo, get into your heart, see how you can love yourself through it and love whatever shows up for you, especially in alignment with these past lives and this undying love.
So I picked a couple cards that don't necessarily make sense logically for Leo, so I'm just going to go based off of how I feel with the cards. So as we're going into Leo, there looks like, as you say that, the past life thing, it looks like there's going to be some digging up. Because what happens is that when we get into our heart, especially in this Leo energy, because everything's kind of going into the heart. We got to communicate that Mercury. We got to communicate from our heart. Venus, we got to love from our deeper place of our heart. And we have to start creating from that deeper place. So there's a couple of things, and they're not the lightest cards in the world. So so as we go into Leo, just be cautious about getting in your head. When your heart wants it, wants to take over, your mind is going to talk yourself out of it. It's going to logically tell you that that's not right. That's, it's going to do everything it can to try to keep you safe. And sometimes the mind really doesn't know what's going to keep you safe. Your heart is trying to pull you in a different direction, and the mind is going to maybe freak out a little bit. So just be cautious of that, especially in the first week of going into Leo, because you're getting into that heart space, and you might have not have been in it for a little bit. So just be aware of the mind. Also, I'm getting the isolation card. What I like about this card is we have put ourselves in isolation, right? And we have hardened ourselves in some way. And the tears of this isolation card is saying, this is the way to melt this. So the first week of Leo, allow yourself to kind of feel that heart, be gentle with yourself, and allow the things that aren't serving you, that hardness, that edginess that we've had, the coldness because of our past experience, allow that to start to melt, and not to isolate yourself, but be gentle. You don't have to push yourself to be the center of attention quite yet. You don't have to go from 0 to 60, but maybe calling a friend that you really trust and starting to connect again and not isolating. The two that I got from the goddesses is the Kali card. So there's endings and beginnings. So there's an ending of a certain cycle, and then a beginning of another. And the other one I got was the boundaries. I've been pulling this card a lot. So as you start to unharden, the reason why you might harden is because you had a boundary issue and you let someone get in your head. And now you have to let that go, but not everybody's the devil. You just need a couple of boundaries to make sure that you're protecting yourself and then trusting the right people that will help you. It's just a little bit of a reworking of how you did it before. You don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but it's just adjusting. Tweak it a little bit, and then allow new, better relationships in your life.
I think that's so perfect too, because this Leo energy is going to be squaring Saturn in Scorpio, and that is one of those Saturn and Scorpio lessons. So that's really perfect. Reworking those boundaries. Love that. All right. So then next on Thursday, Mercury joins the Sun in Leo. So here comes Mercury right behind the Sun. And for that, I love these two cards. The first card I pulled from Osho is creativity. And, Mercury is that mind energy. So what Nikki just said about the mind getting in there definitely is going to be coming up with Mercury Mercury joining everything else in Leo. If you can filter your mind into your creativity, putting it into what you enjoy, the way you love to express. Leo loves to express itself. So whether it is through the dancing, like, you know, the Three of Cups card, the celebration card, or if it's through your painting, if it's through your words, or it's through like your inner child being like, ah! Express, you know, be creative with your expression. What I think will hold, oh, do you have it too?
I do. I'm just like, oh my God, this is so funny.
I love that. It's so funny. Well, here's my other card that came out with it. Morality. And I think this is what holds us back from fully expressing this. Like, oh no, my mom doesn't like it when I go, like, my mom, when I was a little girl, I loved dancing. Dancing was my favorite thing. And I wanted to take jazz, and I was allowed to do ballet, and I was allowed to do tap. I wasn't allowed to do jazz when I was a little girl because there was too much wiggling. My mom was worried about me being over-sexualized as a child, which I understand that's a real thing. But for me, it was just expression. It was just dance. And so that put some kind of lockdown on my personal expression. So it's time to let go of those old things and really dive into, like, how do I want to move? How do I want to write? Stop taking on, you know, your parents' stuff, and instead, you know, fully express your creativity, fully express the colors. And from the goddesses, Lakshmi, bright future. Stop worrying. Everything's going to be fine. Don't be worried that you're going to, like, cross those boundaries. You've got them. You've gotten them taken care of in yourself. Be true to yourself. Be true to your light.
What I have for Venus, what I have for Mercury in Leo, I also pulled the creativity card. The first one I pulled, however, and I want to put these two together. So this is Thursday, right?
Yes, Thursday morning it shifts.
So for those of you who are listening, because these are who I pull for, as anyone who's going to listen to this, you might have an issue on Thursday. There might be a fight, an argument with somebody in your life. You might be fighting yourself as well, something internal. Whatever the fight is, don't worry. It will work itself out fairly. This is Mott saying we will find a balanced compromise here, that we both will be happy or we both will be slightly unhappy, but that's okay. I mean, as long as you guys are, the fight will come to some sort of compromised conclusion, that everybody will end up working out for the highest and greatest good. Through the fighting, though, I think that the thing with Mercury in Leo, I think creativity is the perfect expression for Mercury in Leo. How do you express yourself from your heart? Well, that's how you express yourself from your heart. Your own expression. And so whether that is, like Mimi said, dance or painting or this or that or writing or even putting on a show or putting on a play or something, that might help you, like writing about it or writing about two characters might help you understand your fight or the other person's perspective or standpoint, and then you can soften a little bit and really find a happy medium for both of you. But the answer lives in your heart, and that lives in your creativity. And I have to say, I'm writing something right now, and as I write, if I feel stuck, I'll go paint, and then I've cleaned my channel, and then all of a sudden things will start flowing through. So use your creativity to clean your vessel. And once you do that, things might flow easier.
Love that. I love that. Well, speaking of the fighting, this makes sense too, because later Thursday evening, moon shifting into Scorpio. So, you know, Scorpio and Leo, it is a square. It shows us our resistance in ourselves, and it also can bring resistance from the outside. So speaking of resistance, I pulled from Osho the understanding card. Finding understanding, understand your resistance. I was telling somebody, I told Nikki this morning, at least I'm not resisting my resistance at the moment. I'm going through a lot of changes in my life, and so I'm not resisting the resistance I have to it. I'm going through in my own pace. So find understanding, whether you're fighting with yourself, whether there's other people who are like pushing your boundaries. Find understanding so you can come back to that peace within yourself. Don't worry about peace out there. We covered that with the moon in Libra and that burden card. Find that peace and understanding within yourself. Let yourself fly free. Let yourself feel good. That's what it's all about. And if you're not feeling good, call in the big guns. Call in Kali. There may be some cords that need to be cut. Some things may need to end. And I love what this always says on here. The old must be released so that the new can enter. And maybe this moon in Scorpio, maybe this is the cycle where you really can get into your heart by ending some of the old things and stepping into the new and just understanding this is your path. This is what you have to do.
Well, that Kali card, and I feel like Kali is very Scorpio. Because Scorpio, and if you look at that card, it has that moon, you know, that dark moon or whatever, of like that change, that eclipse of the light and the dark. And Kali is very misunderstood in that, where she brings a certain level of intensity, but it's a very compassionate way of doing it because she has to come in and really take out what's no longer serving. So the Scorpio moon, you know, there is a big change that wants to come online. I have it in an upside down way. So what it's saying is you're craving a change. So on Thursday night, maybe there is a fight that happens. Maybe there is a struggle that happens from the heart and something very deep. We also got that past life card, right? So there is a change that wants to come online. But maybe you're not quite consciously aware of what that exact change is, and maybe your mind thinks it knows what it is, but that's not the truth. Again, Leo, 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 the heart knows, not the head, the heart. So the only way to get to that heart answer is go inside, quiet, stop, blah, 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 like that mind. I'm seeing all the cards being in this message. It's like the mind is going to keep just blah, 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 and you're going to be taking all these weird actions thinking you're in alignment because the brain told you, but that's not the truth. You have to get quiet first, and once you get quiet and it comes from that quiet place, that heart-centered place, then you can make the change because then you have all of the information that's coming from a deeper place, not from a reactionary place. So the big change comes from, remember, the heart, the Leo place. The mind has its place, and I always say, you know, be logical about it too, but this is really telling me that you have to get it from that wisdom, really.
Totally. Love that. All right. So next, we have Venus retrograde. Venus is going retrograde on Saturday, July 25th. And Venus goes retrograde basically once every 18 months to like 2 years, basically. So, you know, it's not a every year thing. And she's going to be retrograding back into Leo. So Venus retrograde is always a time where past relationship stuff can come up. And especially when we're in the romantic heart-centered sign of Leo. So she's gonna be retrograde in Venus or in Virgo, sorry, for like, you know, a week, and then she's back into Leo for a while. So for this cards I pulled, letting go. So there may be some heart things that are coming up for you. I know it's coming up for me. They're saying let go. You gotta let go. And you know what? It's already happening. You know, this in this picture, I love this picture because you see this drop of water right there that's already coming off the leaf. Gravity's working. The universe is working with you to help you let go of these things. And chances are you already know that you need to do it. So allow yourself to let go. Let go of what needs to go so that you can be receptive for what's coming in. Look at this energy that's coming in. This is coming in from like God, universe. It's coming in from all angles and it's hitting all your chakras. And this is what we want. We want to be aligned with what we desire. So Venus, you know, retrograde, time to let go so that what needs to come in for your highest and greatest good can come in. And as far as goddesses go, woohoo, Freya, bold, be bold about this. Unleash your adventurous side, take risks and be daring. Life is short. Go for what you want. Listen to your heart, and I'm sure the mind is going to have much to say about all of this. But you've got to be bold and you've got to be willing to go for what you want because everything's always working out for you. And even if it doesn't work the way you picture it, it's like, okay, and then this directs me this way, straight into your heart's greatest desire.
So we either need to do the same cards every week or never do them again. Okay, so this is why. Okay, so Venus in retrograde going back to Leo. Okay, the morality card. So this is what I get from the morality card. Morality tells us what's good and bad, what's black and white, what's positive, what's negative. It's all these labels that we have since a baby. Don't touch that, touch that. Don't do this, do that. Good boy, bad boy, right? So we're kind of stuck in this. It's in everybody's mind. We're all conditioned the same way. So we're now, you know, I always say this because I'm raising a 3.5-year-old little girl right now, is we spend so much time in our foundation developing the ego and developing what's going to keep us safe and what's not going to keep us safe and what's right and wrong. And then we spend the rest of our life after we get out of adolescence breaking that shit down. And figuring out what's true for you and not just based off of what you've been told. So what I'm getting with this is you're going to have to look at your labels, what you think is good and bad, what's holding you back in that situation, because some of them will keep you safe, but some of them are just holding you back in general. Again, this is what I got, the advice I got from the ladies. Bright future in the arts. It's almost the exact same thing that Mimi got with the morality and the creativity card. There she is. There's the arts. So whatever you're saying, I'm just going to go out and say it. Whatever you're saying that you can't create something that you really want to create. That's what I'm getting from this whole week. It's like you have some sort of belief system that says you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not talented enough to create something that you've been really wanting to create. Say that's a book, say that's a video, say that's a painting, I don't know what you want to do. Creating a business, possibly. But you have these thoughts in your head that's telling you that you're not ready or you're not good enough. Well, I'm calling bullshit. I really am. I'm calling, if you really follow that creative expression, it's going to be okay. And I think I'm getting nailed by this right now, too, by the way. I feel that that's happening in my life. However, you got to break down the old belief structure to really start living that creative expression that is ready to flow through you. Trust it, man. Trust it. I mean, I got to say that to myself, but I want to give you that seed and that gift of, like, trust this artistic expression that you've been really trying to hold back, because it's time. And Leo's really nailing you right now of, like, you got to go for it. There's no other choice.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so joining our retrograde planets is Uranus. So, like I said, whole bunch of retrogrades, all making us look in. And Uranus is going retrograde on Sunday. Uranus is so interesting because it is in the sign of Aries. And Aries is that I am vibration. It is the sign of, it's in the vibration of passion. Aries, I think, goes two ways. It either goes like, I'm angry, blah, I'm going to fight, or like, oh, I'm passionate, I'm going to dive in. And I personally really like the passion aspect of this. But I think, you know, with it going within, we have to take a look. Who am I? What am I passionate about? And dropping some cards. The first card that came up for me was actually sorrow. And how I took this card is, you know, when we do not fully embrace our I am, when we are not embracing our passion, when we're not allowing ourselves to follow our passion, it's a sorrowful feeling. It doesn't feel good. It feels sad. There's like a part of you, whether it's your inner child or even just your soul, that sits in there and like, please let me spread my wings. Please let me have my full expression. So, you know, it's okay. It's okay. If you feel that, let that come up. And then see, what can I do to take steps into into being true to myself, being true to my I am. And the other card I pulled is playfulness. And I think this is one way we figure out who we are. What feels like fun to you? I think so many of us have forgotten. I had a friend ask me, like, or say to me, basically, I don't even know what's like fun anymore. Like, what's fun? And so it's time to get out there, experience, take that motivation of Aries, be like, okay, I'm gonna see. Is it fun to go listen to music? Is it still fun to dance? Is it fun to like get out, paint, and splatter it? What's fun for me? And experience your own playfulness to get you back in alignment with your soul. And meanwhile, from the goddesses, from Kuan Yin, compassion. Release judgments about yourself and others. Focus on the love and light that is within everybody. But have compassion for the part of you that needed to maybe go off course. The part of you that's led you into like this place of feeling sorrowful. The part of you that hasn't embraced yourself. That was part of your path. You had to probably take that detour to fully embrace that playfulness. Fully embrace your I am. So have compassion. Don't waste time being upset about yourself or upset about that happening. Embrace you and embrace that compassion.
Yeah, I need to hear that because I always, it's funny because when I make a mistake or I take a detour, I'm like, where's the purpose in that? Where was the purpose? It's like, sometimes the purpose is just for the experience, for the playfulness itself. It doesn't have to like have a logical place yet. It might not. So you have to have a little bit of compassion for your own process if it doesn't fully make sense in the mind. And that mind can trip you up. Like, what was the point of, like, going out to play for an hour? I just wasted a bunch of time, or I could have been doing something productive. And it's like, sometimes you need to just rest and recharge and feel good or heighten your vibration. It doesn't maybe need to make logical sense, but you do need it. So I need to hear that a lot. Because, give yourself the permission slip. Even write it. I give myself permission to play today. Or do something that doesn't make any sense. Or, because your soul needs it more than your brain or your body. But your soul needs to be fed too. What I got from this, so what I feel like a retrograde is, it's not usually the time to move forward, but it's really time to kind of reflect on the way that we did it before. And a lot of times it's especially with Uranus, because it's kind of innovating how you do things. So as it runs back over, it's going, how can we innovate this in a new way? So what I got is, I got them and I'm putting them together because they go really well together. They're very water-esque. So I got the Harmony card and I got Solace, which is bodies of water, spending more time near water, lakes, rivers, oceans, to recharge your battery. So with this, it's not about, what I'm getting is not like going ahead and going really gung-ho. You might just have to nurture yourself. Maybe the innovation is, how do I nurture myself better? How do I take better care of my body? Maybe the whole thing is you just got to drink more water. Maybe you're always dehydrated and the reason why you don't feel good is because you need to just drink more water, and that's the innovation to like really push yourself in a new way. But I really do think it's taking a step back, really being able to, I keep getting the word nurture, take care of your body, take care of your, maybe taking a bath and letting things go. But it really is just being a little nicer to yourself, being more loving, being more, I'm getting it around health though. So it's like, I think that you're going to need to innovate your body, because if your body feels better, you're going to have more energy and vitality to really get all these things that Leo is telling you to move forward with, and then Aries is telling you to move forward with if you're feeling healthy.
Absolutely. And that made me think of too, Uranus is, I always tie Uranus to the nervous system. When Uranus does stuff, I feel it in my nervous system. Pay attention to your nervous system while Uranus is retrograde. I remember the last time it was retrograde, my nervous system was like, so I was, using oils and all the things that work for me to ground myself and like calm my nervous system. So what Nikki's saying is really true. Like, really tune into your body. And speaking of that, Nikki and I we are starting a new thing called Gaia Perspective. And our first Gaia perspective is all going to be about the body, the physical body, as a spiritual journey, as part of the spiritual journey. So tune in for that if you'd like to hear more all about that. So finally, we have one last card that we're pulling. Moon. Moon is shifting into Sagittarius to help us finish up this crazy week. It's happening on Sunday morning after Uranus goes retrograde. And I love it because I think this just like ties everything up in a nice bow. I pulled the Beyond Illusion card. And you know, this is so Sagittarius. Sagittarius loves to take the higher perspective. Sagittarius loves to see the full horizon, like what's the big picture in all of this and in all the ups and downs, because there's so much going on this week. Take a moment, look at the bigger picture. And Sagittarius does come from that place of infinite possibilities and like the optimistic place of everything's working out for you. So whether this week has been like full of beginnings and endings, all the Kali cards we pulled, you know, or like letting go of things, finding harmony, fighting with yourself, sorrow, all the cards we pulled, find that higher perspective. Get beyond the illusion that your mind's like, this is good, this is bad. Go beyond that so that you can really flower and bloom into yourself. And from the goddesses, I never know how to say her name, Mau. Did you pull her too? Oh my gosh. Vicky and I are twins. Anyways, it says you're called upon to help with environmentalism, but what I see with this card is really connecting to the earth. Within all of these ups and downs, maybe part of your getting beyond the illusion is going outside. Okay, that tree is still there. Those flowers are still blooming. Nature is still here. Mother Earth is still here supporting me in all of this. And I am so grateful for that. You know, she's your root chakra. She is your huge support system, energetically, physically, like literally. So get out and connect to her, especially if you've been feeling those ups and downs this week.
So I totally agree. So there's going to be a lot of ups and downs this week. There's that shift in the Leo. I hate to tell you guys, but I really do feel like you're going to feel this. And as it shifts in the Leo, you're going to feel where you're out of alignment with your heart. And that is going to bring up a lot of this, right? And it's easy to get yourself feeling bad about yourself or thinking you did something wrong. And that's, again, all the mind. But there is a lot of this. So as we go through a cycle of trying to find our harmony and finding our balance, be careful of exhaustion, right? So if you do start to feel exhausted by Sunday, like, oh my God, this week has been like one thing after another, and I feel like I'm a little like, what is going on here? I agree with her. We got a double Mawu, right? So you do need to go outside. You need to connect and just go, the world is still friggin' spinning, you know? It's okay. The whole, you know, life is still, your organs are still working, you know? Your lungs are still breathing, and you don't have to think about that. Yay. You know, it's like, the world still lives even though we're going through our own states of, wow, what am I doing? And, you know, I feel overwhelmed or I feel tired. And you might feel tired for no reason. You're like, why do I feel so exhausted? Why do I feel so fatigued? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why you feel so fatigued. Maybe you're just processing, and that's fine. Just go outside and connect, and no matter what happens, it's, you know, the love that you have, the love in itself is never going away. So we might want to work hard on ourselves, and go ahead and do that. The energy is supported that way. Go ahead and work hard, but once you do that, like, leave yourself alone on Sunday, you know? Even in, like, biblical texts and religious texts, it's like, work hard for those 6 days, and then on Sunday, rest. Sunday, rest. Sunday, rest. I'm telling you, rest. Because there's, you know, allow yourself to recharge on that Sunday. Take a day off. Run away from your family. I don't care. But rest.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that covers you through this week of.
That was big.
I know, so much this week, so much this week. So I'm so glad that Nikki was able to join me and tune in. We'll be doing this weekly, our new old GNO, new Gaia GPS. And then tune into our Gaia Perspective conversation, which will be coming out very soon as well. So have a beautiful week, and we'll see you next week. Namaste.
Namaste. Bye.